Assalamualaikum viewers and welcome back to my channel English with Ayesha. In today's video I am going to tell you about the types of communication. There are many types of communication, but in this video I categorized communication into four main types. So let's get started. The first category is on the base of number of individuals that communicate: interpersonal communication, intrapersonal communication, group communication, and mass communication. And the second category is on the basis of medium employed, which includes verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Third category is on the basis of organizational structure, which includes formal communication and informal communication. And the last category is on the basis of flow and direction, which includes downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication, and diagonal communication. Now I will tell you about the details of these types. The first type is interpersonal communication. A type of communication between two or more persons is called interpersonal communication. In this type of communication, two or more persons are involved to make a successful communication. For example, a person talks to his friend or friends, or a public communication includes in interpersonal communication. Second type is intrapersonal communication. A type of communication in which one person is involved is called intrapersonal communication. The communication with oneself, or so only one person is involved in it. Intrapersonal communication occurs continuously because it is the human tendency to think, analyze, and interpret things. For example, a person uses self talking to calm himself down in a stressful situation. This is intrapersonal communication. Next type of communication is group communication. The type of communication in which three or more people communicate to reach a shared goal is called group communication. Group communication is interaction and exchange of information between culturally and geographical or linguistically alike people who are a member of a group. For example, team members' communication with each other is an example of group communication. The next type is mass communication. The type of communication in which a person, group of people, or an organization sends a message through a channel of communication to a large group of people and organizations is called mass communication. Channels of communication include broadcast television, radio, social media, and print. For example, commercial advertising, journalism, political campaigning, and so on are the examples of mass communication. The next type is verbal communication, a type of communication in which information is exchanged between people through mouth by using spoken words is called verbal communication. Verbal communication refers to the use of the spoken language. Less chances of confusion and misunderstanding occurs in verbal communication. Verbal communication takes less time to convey a large information than non-verbal communication. It doesn't essentially require the presence of both the parties at the same place. Speeches, presentations, and announcements are all form of verbal communication, as well as casual conversations between friends also included in verbal communication. The next type of communication is non-verbal communication, a type of communication in which information is exchanged between people through wordless cues is called non-verbal communication. More chances of confusion and misunderstanding occurs in non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication can take more time than verbal communication. It requires the presence of both the parties at the same time. This can include communication using hands, gestures, eye contact, body language, and facial expressions. The next type of communication is upward communication. A type of communication in which information is transmitted from lower levels to an organization to higher ones is called upward communication. Upward communication is the line of communication through which subordinates can convey information to their seniors. Providing feedback, opinions, suggestions, requests to superiors is included in this type. In this, information flows from lower level to higher level. For example, employees' communication to the managers is the example of upward communication. The next type of communication is downward communication. A type of communication in which information is transmitted from higher level of an organization to lower ones is called downward communication. Its direction is top to bottom or superiors to subordinates. In this type of communication, giving orders, instructions, and advices to subordinates are included. In this type of communication, information flows from higher level to lower level. For example, employer to employees communication is the example of downward communication. The next type of communication is horizontal communication. A type of communication in which information is exchanged between people across departments at the same level in an organization is called horizontal communication. Horizontal communication can produce a higher quality of information exchange since it occurs directly between people working in the same environment. In this type of communication, people work together and resolve conflicts. For example, communication within a team is an example of horizontal communication. Next type of communication is diagonal communication. A type of communication in which information is exchanged across departments at different levels of the organization is known as diagonal communication. It is a cross-functional communication. For example, if the vice president of sales sends an email to the vice president of manufacturing asking when a product will be available for shipping. This is the example of diagonal communication. Then the next type of communication is formal communication. A type of communication in which information is exchanged through official channels set by organizations is known as formal communication. It is systematic and orderly in nature. It is slow and time consuming. It is impersonal, for example, legal documents, contracts, official meetings, and so on. Then the next type is informal communication. A type of communication in which information is exchanged spontaneously between various people of different status without any formally imposed obligations and restrictions is called informal communication. Simply, there is no official channel included. It is spontaneous, it is fast and less time consuming. It is personal and social, for example, family gossips and talking with friends and so on. These are the types of informal communication. So that's all from my side. Hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please give a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tell me in the comment section what you want in the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.